segment is sponsored by Rebath. Maximizing your investments just makes good financial sense, especially when that investment is your home. One great way to add value is by remodeling the bathroom. Donald Lynch is here from Rebath to show us what that added value can look like. Hello.
Hi, Catherine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me a little bit about what your customers are wanting in their bathrooms these days. What's hot? What's, what are they doing?
Yeah, I think what we're seeing, from the start of the year through now, it's just increased desires, not just in functionality, but in aesthetic updates as well. I think if there's a common denominator to our projects, those are the two really. And in wanting a space that's going to be more functional, whether that be for accessibility reasons or just making the space feel bigger, adding more storage and so on, but primarily again just bringing bathroom spaces into this current age and getting away from kind of dated original elements.
Yes, we're going to look at some before and afters. For folks who are not familiar with Rebath though, bathrooms are what you do, start to finish.
That's all we do. That's all we do. I'm often heard saying, it's not a case of us doing basements and roofs in the morning and bathrooms in the evening. Like, it's genuinely all we do. Everything is a turnkey approach. It's one-stop shop, from our designers to our installers. So from design to demolition to done, everything is in-house, and that just makes it as pain-free as possible on the homeowner, because obviously they're putting their trust in us. So we help them navigate through what can be that overwhelming design process and make that as easy as possible to then finally seeing that beautiful creation come to life.
Yeah, let's look at some of your beautiful creations, because first we have a partial project.
Yes.
Somebody who wasn't ready to do the whole thing, but wanted a part of the bathroom done.
Absolutely, and what's interesting about this one is, as the homeowner recognized that they were aging themselves, funnily enough, they see their guests are aging also. So this was a guest space, and they're very gracious hosts. So what they wanted to do was get rid of that big drop-in jacuzzi tub and create a more accessible and sleek in its design walk-in shower. You see some of the elements in this guy as well that you wouldn't necessarily see in all of the shower projects. Like, you'll note the control valve being located on that back wall, on that soap dish wall as we call it, so that when they do open that door, they have the capacity to reach in, turn the water on, let it heat up without getting soaked by cold water.
Yes.
And then when I talk about it, obviously the gracious nature of these homeowners, what you can't see, of course, in this case scenario is the fact that we added heated flooring as well before installing their luxury vinyl planks. So as I said, they certainly care for the experience that their guests are going to have.
Pretty darn nice. Okay, next one we're going to look at is a complete job.
Absolutely. And with this one, then what you see again is taking a very, very dated space. Again, first and foremost, with the tub shower conversion, is creating that accessibility nature, making it a lot easier to use as the homeowner ages in place.
Yeah.
But then also tying in with a lot of the other remodels that have been done in their home previously, so catering more to the whites and the greys, and you can see that color scheme carry on not just through the shower space, but also into the vanity area and the flooring as well. So really ticking those boxes, like I said, of accessibility, but then aesthetically just bringing it into the modern day and age.
Not only does your team do this great work in improving the quality of life for your customers, but you also are engaged with the community in some kind of cool ways.
We are very much so, and look, we're a family-based organization, and I always say that guides us in the principles of how we do our business from top to bottom, and I think we live in a day and age where a sense of community can often be found lacking, and with ourselves, we like to give back however we can. For example, we're very proud to be, we're proud of our status as silver sponsors of the Caledonia Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to be participating with them in their Brews on the Green event this May, so that just gives an indication of the type of events we like to get involved in, and we like to show up for our community wherever we can.
Well, that's important to do. And if you would like to learn more about Rebath or book an appointment for a free in-home consultation, call the number you see on your screen at 616-259-0423 or visit rebath.com. You can also stop by their showroom. It's at 3114 Broadmoor Avenue Southeast. Thank you, Donald.
Thanks, Catherine.